Greetings, crafters. It's Julie Creek from Creek Bank Creations. I'm here to share with you today a retaping of the Circle Flip die, series number 3. We're going to talk about the third technique that I do with the Circle Flip die. I've been asked to reshoot the video. Sound was really bad in the other one, and we have more dies to add to this series. So I'm going to talk about those dies. I'm going to explain how to make that wonderful circle flip mechanism that's in the Circle Flip card. And hopefully you're going to learn something today as you watch along with us. We are working with our base card, which is the Circle Flip. It does make a standard card without the flip. You can watch video number 1 to learn how to do that. Now we're going to go over these dies today. The scroll heart, the Easter egg, the candy corn, the shells, and the ornament. All of these dies I designed with a specific purpose in mind to use in the Circle Flip die. When you look at the back of these packages, you'll see you have a basic shape and then you have pattern shapes. So first you have that basic decorative shape with all the detail in it. Then you'll find there's another shape that's the exact same size and a third shape in some of the sets that you'll find is just a little bit larger. So I designed that so that you could actually mat them back to back and put it in the spinning card of the Circle Flip die. But sometimes you might want to use that third shape to put it on a flat card. So if you look at the shell here, you'll see it's matted. And that's what that third shape for. It's just a little bit larger, and it's included with one of the shells, the heart, the ornament, and the candy corn. So you might want to put those on a card flat, and I added that in there. Now I want to show you our new storage envelope. Sorry about all this flipping around here, but I want to show you how when you buy a set of dies that all fit together and work together, these storage envelopes are great because you can fit the panel in there, and all the dies that go with the Circle Flip die fit on that panel. Now I actually have 2 magnetic panels in that storage envelope, but you'll see there how they're all kept together, and we have stamps to go with this set. So you could actually put the stamps in there too. So what we want to do is kind of look at these, and you see all those beautiful shapes on there, and talk about this. This is the core piece that we use for all of our die cutting. That set, the Circle Flip set, comes with 2 circles. In order to make the flip card, we want to remove the largest circle from the set. And then there's your base decorative piece, and that other piece is in the base set, and it's for the stand-up helper card. But today, we're going to be using that large circle and that small flip mechanism that cuts and scores. We're going to start with our base card, and we're using white cardstock. I do recommend a pretty heavy paper for this. And we're making an A2 card. Cut the paper 8.5 by 5.5, score at 4.25, and then we're going to take that funny shaped piece and put it right in the middle of the center panel of the card. So just so you can see it better, I'm folding that in half, and we want those 2 straight lines on that die piece to sit right in the middle of the card. It's really important that it's square and accurate. I recommend this Victor ruler that you can find on Amazon. You're going to set it at 2 1/8, and if you look at the Victor ruler, you'll notice it's got all the little marks on it. I highly recommend it. So we're going to lay that on the front of our card. And I always adhere my dies with a little bit of washi tape. Put that in my die cut machine and die cut it. Remove the washi tape with undo. And there I have my basic fold and cut. And I have that nice circle that I need for the spinning element in this Circle Flip card. Now I've taken that panel die and I've cut my pattern paper. I'm going to add it to the front of the card. And I'm working on a Mother's Day card. So we have that nice floral pattern. It's going to sit on the outside panel. I love to use the Craft tacky glue from Tonic. Gives you a few minutes to wiggle everything around. Dries clear. Dries relatively fast. And I have that Scrap Perfect nozzle on it. So there's my outside, and I've cut 2 pieces of mats for the inside, each 1/4 inch smaller than the base. We'll adhere that. I have stamped my stamped sentiment, Happy Mother's Day, and our stamps that fit this card fit right in the bezel of the Circle Flip card. This means you can stamp an image and go back and cut it with the circle die, and it's going to fit in the panel exactly. And that's what I've done there. So I've also cut the scroll. This is the scroll heart that we're going to work with today. And I've cut these out of pattern paper. We need 2 scroll hearts. So I've die cut those ahead of time, and those are ready to use. Now our base, we need 2 base pieces, and that die set has those base pieces that are the exact same size as the scroll. I've cut 2 of those out of our tape sandwich. So let's talk about the tape sandwich. The tape sandwich is my invention. I wanted to do this trick with these dies, and the tape is so heavy that we needed a trick. So here's the trick. You unroll that tape. That's Creek Bank Creations super tacky tape. You get a piece of copy paper out of your copy machine, and you set it in the tape, and you trim it out. Now I do this a full sheet at a time, and when you trim it, you want to make sure to get rid of any extra tape edges that are exposed. You do not ever want to run our tape through your die cut machine face up, or you will embed that adhesive in your machine. So now we have a paper side, and we have the relief liner on the back, and we need to cut that heart. So what we need to do is take that paper and unroll that tape one more time, and take the paper side of that and put it down into the super tacky tape. Lay it down on there, push it down, and trim it out. And now you've created the tape sandwich that we get so many questions about. And my grandson calls it a sandwich. So that's the tape sandwich. We're going to trim it all the way out, and then we'll have a sheet that we can die cut off of. We're going to use that tape sandwich, tape, copy paper tape, for any of these base pieces where we want to overlay a top element and then accent with our pixie dust. So now let's get back to our assembling our piece. We have our scroll piece and our base piece. We're going to use the Sizzix pick to remove the top. And I'm going to put undo adhesive remover on the top. It's going to suspend the adhesion. It will give me time to overlay that scroll piece, and I will be able to set that scroll piece exactly where I want it. And do you see that? No edge. Now I need to let that undo evaporate, and when it evaporates, I'll have permanent adhesion. So I'm going to go and do the second piece, because this flip piece has a front and a back. So I'm going to pick it and stick it, pull that liner off, treat the top with a little bit of undo to remove the tacky until it evaporates, overlay the scroll heart, and you'll see here, I didn't edit this because I wanted you to see if you use that undo, you can literally lift and reposition that and get that to sit exactly where you want it. Beautiful. So we're going to stick that down. We want to make sure at this point that all those little pieces of paper get pushed down into the tape. And we want to make sure that that undo has evaporated so that we have permanent adhesion. If not, when we get ready to do our pixie dust, it'll slide right under. So fan them in the air. Make sure they're dry. And at this point, you want to make sure they're tacky when you touch them with your fingers. And I'm adding a piece of black paper here, because I want you to see what's actually going to happen with our new product here. This is the Pixie Puffer. It's for our pulverized glitter, and we're going to spray that right on there like aerosol spray. And that pixie dust is going to go right on our heart. Normally when I do this, I hold this over a trash can. It does have a locking mechanism, so when you click that down, it locks for travel. Now, this puts a really nice glaze of glitter on that tape, and now we have that beautiful mechanism that we can make our spinning element with. Now remember, we have 2 sides of tape, so we're going to pull that over, flip it over, pull the tape off the back, and we're going to take clear sewing thread. This is from Singer. You can buy this clear sewing thread at Walmart the last I checked. We do sell it in the booth. But if you're at home, you know, you can get it at Walmart. We're going to get our second one. Let's peel that layer off of it and treat it with undo, because we want to take piece number 1 and lay it on piece number 2. So a little undo, lay that down on the surface, and you'll have permanent, you'll get it exactly where you want it. We do need to let that evaporate. So we're going to pick it up. And when you pick this up off your surface there, you want to hold on to it for a minute and kind of let that undo evaporate. Make sure everything's secure before you go flipping it. And there's your spinning mechanism. So simple when you know the trick with super tacky tape and good old copy paper out of your machine. So here's our card. Let's flip it over. And we're going to lay that heart right on top of the fold. We want the thread to sit right on top of the fold. Really easy if you use a little piece of washi tape to tack this down to start with. And we're going to tack down the top and the bottom. I tack down the top and then pull the bottom and get it tight. I have some paper punches from the same color of paper as my card base. I have super tacky tape on the back. So one piece of paper, tape on the back, punch it with a circle punch, and put a deep fold in it. We're going to set that right on top of the fold. So that fold that we made is going on the fold of the card. And then I'm going to use the pick tool from Sizzix to just add a little crease into that. Our tape is very heavy, so that little extra crease makes you have a cleaner fold. So there's our fold. We're going to do the same thing on the bottom. Right on that fold line, push that down, use the tool to push it down, and then I use the end of the tool to just push that thread down into the stickiness of the super tacky tape. Let's remove the washi tape, get our scissors, and trim that out. Now we can fold that front panel back. And again, I'm going to use the end of that pick tool like a bone folder and crease everything down and fold my card shut. And you'll see that I've just created that beautiful spinner for my card. So this can be made with the ornament, the heart, the shell, the candy corn, or the pumpkin. The pumpkin doesn't have this overlay feature, but it is made, the pumpkin has two dies in it, and they're made to match back to back. So let's look at the cards. There's our egg, very pretty. There's our ornament for Christmas. There's our candy corn. Now candy corn's been colored with an alcohol-based marker, Copic, Spectrum Noir, or Chameleon. Our glitter you can color. And there's the pumpkin back to back, just two pieces set back to back. And there's the shell die, which I actually put on a flat card, but you could put it on a flip card if you wanted to. So I hope you've enjoyed our video today. It's a fun card, and I hope this explains the tape, paper tape concept. We are going to run a special. If you've watched this far, you're in for a treat. So here's your treat, crafters. Order the Circle Flip die and 2 other dies from our website and get 20% off your order. You must have the coupon code CircleFlip at checkout to receive the discount. Offer valid till May 5th, 2018. Orders over $75 ship free in the United States. Thanks so much.